Shalom Akim, Shalom. It's the Ak Yaakov with the GMS Germany camp. And first and foremost, I would like to give all praise, honor, glory unto Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushai, Ba'ashem Arakakadash. Double honors to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone who taught us this truth. Peace and blessings to the hopefully elect, the 144,000 men pushing the truth in diligence and sincerity across the four winds. So, I'm back with another lesson. Through the spirit and power of Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushai. He gave me the spirit to do this lesson, and for that I'm grateful. So let's get right into it. This is 2 Chronicles chapter 1. Verse 12. Wisdom and knowledge is granted unto thee, and I will give thee riches and wealth and honor, such as none of the kings have had that have been before thee. Neither shall there any after thee have the like. Salakia. So, wisdom and knowledge is granted unto us. In these end times, wisdom and knowledge has been granted unto the men who have been called into the service of the Lord. All right? And the riches and the wealth and honor are to come in the latter days in that kingdom by doing this work on this side. So wisdom and knowledge is granted unto thee, and I will give thee riches and wealth and honor, such as none of the kings have had that have been before thee. Neither shall there any after thee have the like. So the wealth, the riches, and the honor that we're going to have in the kingdom to come, no man has ever been able to experience it. No man has ever been able to even comprehend or even have the imagination to think of it. Okay? We're going to have thousands and thousands of children. We're going to have huge kingdoms built out of gold and animals, and it's going to be so beautiful. And so you can't even imagine what the Lord has stored up for us. So this lesson is going to be called Remember Your First Love, which is Yahweh Shai, which is wisdom. Remember your first love. Okay? Let's go to Deuteronomy chapter 4, verse 6. Deuteronomy chapter 4 and verse 6. Keep therefore and do them, for this is your wisdom and your understanding in the sight of the nations. What is he talking about? These laws, statutes, and commandments. These scriptures. Which shall hear all of these statutes and say, surely this great nation is a wise and understanding people. You see, verse 7. For what nation is there so great who have the Most High so nigh unto them? And as the Lord our power is in all things that we call upon him for. So the nations are going to see, the nations are going to understand that the Lord is dealing with the children of Israel. The Lord is dealing with Yasharallah, the princes of power. Okay? So that wisdom and understanding, it comes from these scriptures. And that's why we should study them diligently now while we have the chance. While we yet have this grace period, while we can openly and peacefully study these scriptures, take that chance. You don't want to be that man that shoulda, woulda, coulda. I shoulda did this. I shoulda did more videos. I shoulda studied more. Do what you can when the Spirit comes on you. When you have the time to do something, do it. Let's go to Revelation. It's one of my favorite precepts, 2 and 5. 2 and 4. Let's start at 4. Revelation chapter 2 and verse 4. Nevertheless, I have somewhat against thee, because thou hast left thy first love. We left our first love. We left the service of Yahweh Hashem Yahushua. We left being his woman. We left being his wife. We turned and changed and went and played the whore with all of these heathen nations. Okay? Verse 5, remember therefore from whence thou art fallen. Remember therefore from whence thou art fallen. That's a high place from where we fell, because we were in good graces with the Lord at one point. He listened to us. He did many wonderful things to us, for us, Salakia, even though we played the harlot with many nations. Therefore, from whence thou art fallen, and repent, and do the first works, or else I will come unto thee quickly, and will remove thy candlestick out of its place, except thou repent. You see? So we must remember who we are. We must remember what our first love was, which was wisdom, which is Yahushua, which was doing this work, which was keeping these law, statutes, and commandments. Remember your first love, Akim. You know? And take the bread while the Lord has given it to you. Take the grace period seriously, because the famine of the word is here. We're not going to be able to look at the unicorn no more and learn these things. You're not going to see the prophets standing on the side of the street preaching and screaming as wisdom, having wisdom crieth out unto the Israelites anymore. The Lord is going to remove us. The Lord is going to remove this word from the earth, and it's going to get crazy. Shit's going to get real, as the worldly niggas say, you know. Shit's about to get real. And it is. It is going to get real. Revelation 19. And 7. Let us be glad and rejoice and give honor to him, for the marriage of the Lamb is come, and his wife hath made herself ready. Who is his wife and who's the Lamb? The Lamb is Yahushua. And who is his wife? The children of Israel, the men, the elect, the men of Israel, the ones who are sighing and crying, the one who are doing this work. Made herself ready. And how does she make herself ready? Verse 8, and to her was granted that she should be arrayed in fine linen. Fine linen, okay? Clean and white. For the white linen is the righteousness of the saints. The white linen is the righteousness of the saints. The white linen is the righteousness of the saints. And how do we get righteousness? By keeping this law, statutes, and commandments. By remembering our first love. By remembering our first works. By hearkening back into this word and taking this shit serious. You know? By taking it for what it's worth. By not slapping away the hand of the Lord when he's giving you the men to teach you. You know, when he's giving you Akim that's been out there doing this for 6 years, and they're bringing out the same things that you're going through. He's comforting you. He's giving you a chance to get right with him before he destroys this place. Remember our first love. Let's go to Romans 12 and 1. I beseech you, therefore, brethren, by the mercies of the Most High, Abba Yahweh, that ye present your bodies a living sacrifice, holy, acceptable unto the Most High, which is your reasonable service. Reasonable service. That's a little thing, what we're doing here. It's a little thing. That's reasonable. That's reasonable. Let's look up that word reasonable. Salakia. Let's look up that word reasonable. Let me hold that right quick. Put a little pin there. Reasonable. reasonable, having the power to think connectedly, and reach conclusions, open to reason, governed by reason, just as a reasonable employer, moderate and fair, sound, sensible. Okay? So that's a sensible thing. That's a sensible service, a reasonable, a moderate and fair service. To present yourself a living sacrifice unto Yahweh Hashem Yahushai for the power and the glory that he's going to give us in the new kingdom. Okay? The things that we are going to receive, no man is going to ever be able to comprehend the power that we are about to receive. Being able to travel to different galaxies, to different planets, getting in chariots, and just, we won't even need chariots, man. We're going to be able to just think and bing, we're going to be there. But we're going to fly into chariots just to sit back and to see the views, to see the beautiful land that the Lord has given us. The world was made for our sakes, but he handed it over unto the Edomites and these heathen nations to provoke us to anger, to make us remember in our captivities who we are, to hopefully make us remember our first love. Remember from whence thou art fallen. He's using these nations to provoke us to anger, to provoke us into remembrance. In the land of their captivity, they shall remember themselves. You see? So let's continue reading. Romans chapter 12 and verse 2. And be not conformed to this world, but be ye transformed by the renewing of your mind, that ye may prove what is good and acceptable and perfect, and the will of the Most High, Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai. See, so remembering the first works, we're going to come out of this world. We're going to go against this world. We're going to stop doing the things that we used to do. Stop eating the fucking undefiled food. Stop eating the defiled foods. Stop being vain. Stop living like a whoremonger, chasing after these women. And so on. There's a lot of things that the men the Israel has done in the face of the Lord. So all men know what they have done. But the point I'm trying to get to is to destroy that old man. And be ye transformed by the renewing of your mind. Renew. So that means we had it before, but we lost it. Now we're renewing our minds, and remembering our first love, our first works, and coming back into the Lord, man. Let's go to 1 John. Let's keep going. 1 John chapter 4. 1 John chapter 4 and verse 19. We love him because he first loved us. You see, we love Yahushua because he gave us love in the beginning. He loved us and we felt that love. And that's why our spirits still are connected to him. Even in these wicked, fleshly, fucking weak bodies that we are in now, because the flesh is just a vessel for the spirit. So our spirits love Yahweh Hashem Yahushai because he loved us. He showed us love. He is connected to us. He is connected unto us. So let's go to Luke. Let's go to Luke. Uh, 21 and 15.
And it's from Elder Apostle Barnes channel.
Salakia.
Which is okay.
Luke chapter 21 verse 15. For I will give you a mouth and wisdom, which all your adversaries shall not be able to gainsay nor resist. You see? So the Lord is going to give us, he's given us a mouth and wisdom, which is our first love, which is Yahushai. which all your adversaries shall not be able to gainsay nor resist. They can't. They cannot come up against this word. They cannot come up against this truth. Because when we bring out the truth, when we bring out facts, when we bring out historical facts, they can't do anything against it, but get angry and upset and say we don't know what we're talking about. And it just proves that it just proves what we're saying is even more true. It even validates it even more. Because when when you hate something, it's because you can't conquer it. You know, think about when you was in school and you didn't like math. You're like, I hate doing math. It's because you can't conquer it. You can't conquer something, so you begin to hate it. You see, just like Esau can't conquer us, so he hates us. You see, it's there. You hate what you can't conquer. Okay? So because if you were good at math, you would never hate it. If you were good at running in the army, like I was in the military, people who hated running weren't good at it. You know, and they hated it because they weren't good at it. But when you're good at something, you don't hate it. You actually enjoy it. But people hate what they can't conquer. So they give hate unto us because they can't conquer us in this scripture with knowledge, with wisdom, because the Lord has given us back our wisdom and our strength and our power and made us remember our first love. Okay? And that's the spirit that we are in right now. We are in the end times. You know, we see what Esau is doing. We see the wickedness that he has done. And now we're bringing out the judgment. Now we're not falling for his fucking wickedness and folly no more. You know, so he's trying everything he can to hold on to the little bit of kingdom that he has still. To a little bit of slice of power that he still has. The internet, these laws, you know, forcing your children to be vaccinated, you know, the educational system, the fool system, as I like to call it, because that's what it is. It's teaching you to be a fool, teaching you to be a drone. All right, to follow and to not question. Sit in the class, the bell rings, you go to another class. Sit in the class, the bell rings, they're teaching you to be a drone, man, to be a consumer, a stupid, dumbed down, non-critical thinking drone. That's how Esau wants you. So you can just consume and be gullible and be naive and believe everything that comes out of his mouth when everything that he says is a goddamn lie. You know, and he hates to hear these things. You know, I always think about it because everything that we bring out is the truth, man. Because you hate to be called out on something. A man hates to be reproved. When you get rebuked by a man, well, the men of the Lord, they know that a rebuke from another man of the Lord is because he loves you. But in the world, you hated to be corrected. You hated to be called out when you do something wrong. You hated that shit. Just like Esau hates to be called out on his wickedness. Okay? So let's go to Hebrews chapter 10 and verse 24. And let us consider one another to provoke unto love and to good works. Verse 25. Well, let me read that again. 10 and 24. Hebrews 10 and 24. Let us consider one another to provoke unto love and to good works. And when you look at elders like GMS South Carolina, Elder Tahar, you know, Doc YouTube, Elder Ramla, Elder Gabar. Then you got the men who are in London. You got the men in Holland. You got the men in Mississippi. You see these men doing this work, and it provokes, let us consider one another to provoke unto love and to good works. You want to be a part of that. You want to show them, not show them, but you want to do the works as they are because they have set the standard. And you are proud to be in the congregation of these men, to be in the conversation of these like men who are being fervent and diligent for the Lord, who have remembered their first love and came back into the Lord with a full heart in diligence and sincerity. You know, verse 25, not forsaking the assembly of ourselves together, not forsaking the assemblies of ourselves together. Like-minded men should be with one another. These wise men, and we are. We are spiritually with one another, but we use this YouTube right now, but we already know who we are. We can see it. We can watch a video and our spirit, and it's funny because when the GMS Holland men came here, you know, normally when you meet a new person, a person that you don't know, it's a little weird. Hey, but when we met them, it was like we knew each other for years. We instantly clicked, man, because our spirits are all in one body with Yahweh B'Shem Yahushai. You know? Not forsaking the assembly of ourselves together, as the manner of some is. There are some men who don't want to be with the men, man. I don't need a camp. I don't need a camp. I don't need to be under no banner of GMS, but yet you're out there by yourself, man. You're out there by yourself, not letting your work be seen by men. You know, you're taking that candle that the Lord has given you, the spirit, and you're hiding it under a bed. You know, you're not doing nothing to be seen of men. You're not coming together with your brethren, you know, because of carnal things, you know. But exhorting one another, and so much the more as ye see the day approaching. Let me read that again, man, because it's just straight beautiful how the Lord puts these words right in front of your face, and it's clear as day. Is Hebrews 10:25. Not forsaking the assembly of ourselves together, as the manner of some is, but exhorting one another, and so much the more as ye see the day approaching. And we see the day approaching. The day is here. It's right around the corner, you know? And this lesson was pretty much to get you Akim to see, or get you people who are watching this, who are not in the truth, you know, to the men to remember their first love, all right, which is wisdom. And that wisdom is Yahushai. And to get closer to Yahushai, you gotta get in these words. You gotta study, because the window is closing. Esau is gonna come like a flood after these men, after the men who are doing this work. The men are not gonna be out on the highways and hedges anymore. The men are not gonna be putting up 3 and 4 videos a week, each man in a camp, trying to edify Israel. Those things are gonna go away. So, with that, Yahweh Rathazad is edifying. Until next time, Shalom. Again, I would like to say, all praise, honor, glory unto Yahweh, B'Hashem Yahushai, B'Hashem Arakakadash. Double honors to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone who taught us this truth. And Shalom to the Akwati and pushing this truth in diligence and sincerity across the 4 winds. Shalom.